And we are live, guys. Welcome to yet another live stream for Men of High Value channel. My name is Joseph Darling, and today I want to talk a little bit about passive expenses. Now, we hear a lot on the internet and everywhere we go about passive income, at least if you were in the personal development sphere or the Kiyosaki sphere of Rich Dad Poor Dad. Passive income, passive income, passive income. But it's not just that simple or that easy to produce passive income. It's simple, but it's not easy. But on the other hand of it, very often we forget that before we can start talking about passive income, we got to get rid of passive expenses. Because trying to develop passive income while you have passive expenses, you're just basically funneling money out all the time. No matter how much income you get, it's going out to other people. And in the end, you end up having no passive income because you have too much passive expenses. Now, sometimes people try to, like people that I coach, they try to say that this is the habit that I need. This is what I want to do with my life. I love this, and I know I can get results. But then they have massive amounts of either debt or issues with their spouse, or they have issues with their health, or something keeps dragging them back to the past. Something keeps taking them back to their old mindset. Something keeps pulling them and distracting them from what they want to accomplish, what they want to do. And that's a problem. And you got to handle that first before you move on to achieve your consistent habits for your long-term success. Those things in the beginning, those things where you start out, is really what's stopping you from becoming successful, are those distractions. So, what are some things, let's just take an example of a distraction that could be happening in your life that I know is happening in the world in general a lot these days. And that is simply that people are either very close to getting into debt, that means credit card debt, consumer loans, or they're already massively in debt. And then they start talking about creating a business. That sounds great, but very often what you need is something consistent. You need something consistent to be able to pay your bills. Once you have that consistent experience of money coming in enough to pay your creditors and for your living expenses, now we can start taking our free time to develop a business or to develop whatever else that you're trying to do long term that's going to become a huge success. You got to take care of your distraction first, because every single day those banks and those creditors are going to come knock on your door and say, where's our money? Where's our money? Where's our money? And that will distract you from your consistency in your correct habits. So maybe those habits you have might not be the correct ones until you've cleared your passive expenses, which is debt with interest rates, with compounding interest. Okay, so that's my actually my suggestion to you. If you have habits that you want to put in place that will take you exponentially to your goal, yes, they will. But unless you do them every day, they won't. So you want to get to the point where you can do them every day without having to think about other issues. So what are your issues right now? Is it finances? Is it debt? Then get rid of the debt first by working 16-hour days, 12-hour days, 14-hour days, and forget about everything else. Forget about all the distractions. Just get that debt out of the way. Once it's out of the way, you have no burdens, you feel light as a feather, and you can create exponential growth with the right habits in place. what you need more than anything is overview. You need to see your life in some ways like in the Matrix. You need to see things before they happen and be 2 steps ahead. Because everything goes slowly because you understand it. You understand what's happening, you understand what's going on. And your passive expenses is what you have to tackle first. Either by lowering the interest rates somehow through negotiations, or simply by making more money enough to pay. That's what I suggest. This is the Men of High Value channel. My name is Joseph Darling. I'll see you again tomorrow.